In 2026, Japan's tourism infrastructure will undergo a dramatic transformation. If you are planning a visit to Japan, you need to update your knowledge immediately. Traveling without a precise plan will now lead directly to physical rejection at gates and losses amounting to hundreds of dollars. Imagine your group, exhausted in the freezing cold of an unfamiliar land, stranded due to a booking error or overwhelming crowds. The disappointment of your companions may damage your credibility as a planner. As a licensed travel agent, I am here to provide you with the definitive blueprint for 2026. How to eliminate critical risks and guarantee the smiles of your companion. This is not just a list of information, it is a practical warning to remove the landmines from your itinerary. Let's begin with the first risk. In 2026, budget management for your Japan trip will enter a phase where previous common sense no longer applies. The first challenge you will face is a dramatic change in visa application fees. Starting in 2026, the application fee will be increased fivefold, from approximately 3,000 yen to 15,000 yen. For a family of 4, for example, this means an expenditure of 60,000 yen before even entering the country. The exact implementation date has not yet been decided, but as it is expected to be at least after April 2026, you should discuss with your family whether to move your plans forward. Furthermore, the cost of staying in Japan will be pushed up by taxes. Most notable is Kyoto's accommodation tax. From March 2026, a new system is expected to go into full effect, charging up to 10,000 yen per person, per night, depending on the room rate. As this varies according to the hotel you book, please use it as a reference during your reservation process. In addition to this, with the departure tax being discussed for an increase from 1,000 yen to 3,000 yen, hidden costs will reveal themselves at every turn in 2026. The one thing you must avoid during your trip is fumbling over small change or additional fees during payments, which only makes your companions feel uneasy. We recommend that you understand unforeseen expenses such as visa fees and accommodation taxes in advance, and ensure you have a financial buffer for any surprises. Furthermore, do not overlook expenditures due to penalties. Currently, regulations against smoking, littering, and street drinking are being rapidly tightened in Japan. A careless action can lead directly to fines ranging from thousands to tens of thousands of yen. These are all wasted costs that can be prevented with prior knowledge. In 2026, Japan's transportation infrastructure has shifted from a first-come, first-served system to a full reservation system. The most critical point to note is the operation of the Nozomi Shinkansen. During peak seasons such as the New Year holidays, Golden Week, and Obon, unreserved seating is completely abolished. Those without a reservation are not even permitted to stand on the platform. If you told your companions, "We'll figure it out once we get to the station," your itinerary will stop in its tracks at that very moment. Securing window seats is particularly difficult. For those who wish to sit together as a family, confirming reservations 1 month in advance is an absolute requirement for a planner. Furthermore, in the tourist city of Kyoto, the size of luggage you can carry has become a critical issue. Restrictions on large luggage on city buses have been tightened, and cases of passengers being refused boarding during congested periods are skyrocketing. Standing stranded on the street with heavy luggage in your family, this is a situation you must avoid at all costs. Expert advice: in these cases, do not rely on buses, instead, arrange and use a taxi. We also recommend sending your luggage to your next destination from hotels, stations, or convenience stores. For example, if you send it from Kyoto to Tokyo by late afternoon, you can receive it the next morning. What money cannot solve are the risks to the health and safety of your companions. In 2026, the standard expectations regarding seasonal risks and hygiene in Japan have evolved. First is the preparation for infectious diseases. The reality is that outbreaks such as influenza are starting more than a month earlier than usual, making them increasingly difficult to predict. If a member of your group develops a fever mid-trip, all subsequent reservations will be rendered void, and your blueprint for the journey will collapse. We recommend wearing a mask in crowded areas like trains, especially during the winter months. Furthermore, bear attacks have been occurring, primarily in northern Japan, adding a physical threat that did not exist in the Japan of the past. For those planning to visit rural areas, be sure to check the latest sighting information on the local municipality's website. You must switch your design to avoid walking in high-risk zones, utilizing taxis or shuttle buses instead. Also, remember to tell your companions to avoid solo activities during dawn or dusk. Designing an itinerary that brings the probability of an encounter as close to zero as possible is your strongest weapon in protecting your group. In 2026, the tourism map of Japan is being completely rewritten. While incorporating the latest spots into your itinerary is a planner's privilege, you must also pay attention to the disappearance of experiences that can never be enjoyed again. First to note is the latest entertainment. With spots drawing global attention, such as the massive 40-meter Godzilla appearing in the Haneda Airport area and Poke Park Kanto set to open in February, the lineup is impressive. However, these simultaneously signify extreme congestion. On the other hand, the long-beloved Hello Kitty Shinkansen will end its operation in the spring of 2026. Experiences like these, which are limited time or nearing their end, will become extremely difficult to reserve. Expert insight professional advice: in the Japan of 2026, discard the option of standing in line. Doing so is a design flaw by the planner that only drains your companion's physical strength and precious time. Whether it is popular spots like TeamLab, special Shinkansen cars, or the latest activities, ensure all slots are confirmed exactly when reservations open. Smoothly entering through a reserved lane while others wait in line, this smart escorting is what maximizes your companion's satisfaction. Traveling in Japan becomes an unprecedentedly complex puzzle, consisting of hundreds of dollars in cost increases, reservation-only Shinkansen, stricter manners, and the battle for the latest spots in 2026. Just by understanding the risks presented so far, your preparation is already one step ahead of other travelers. However, these are merely general overviews of Japan as a whole. With this, your information gathering is complete. However, within the context of your specific family structure, your companion's physical stamina, and your limited budget, the blueprint that perfectly avoids all these landmines and guarantees everyone smiles is not yet finished. Therefore, as the planner, let me ask you one question. What is the one trouble you most want to prevent your companions from experiencing during this trip? Is it getting lost in an unfamiliar land, or perhaps unexpected high costs? Verbalizing that anxiety is the first step toward a fail-proof trip. If you wish to eliminate that anxiety with certainty and complete a perfect trip just for your group, please utilize a final inspection of your blueprint from a professional perspective. I accept direct consultations via WhatsApp. I will support you in remaining the best possible planner for your group in 2026. Let us resolve your concerns through our design.